So, what is this weird
I'm
contraption?
I'm building a form for a little flower box made out of concrete.
Oh,
So I've taken scrap plywood and cut it to whatever this width is. Random width on the
Random?
table saw. Yeah, because it had scraps.
just random.
Random. And then I cut 5-degree angles on the ends, 4 or 5 degrees, whatever it was set at, on the chop saw. And I glued them together with a clamp earlier, and then put screws in to make sure they stay together good. And so put this together like this. This will be the inside edge of the form, and then I will be putting up an outside edge of the form. It'll be like this, and it's going to have, I don't know if I should put that up there. It's the name of the person that we're giving this to. I guess it don't matter.
That's right.
As long as we don't let them see it beforehand, they won't know. So we put this on here, and the name spelled backwards, and it's going to be a flower box. And we'll mold that. We'll mount that like this and the other ends. Then we'll pour the concrete, and then when they put the flower bed down, it'll have their name on it.
Cool. I like
Yeah,
it.
and it'll be poured with concrete. So that's our little thing. So, Jordan, you don't
Jordan.
get to see this video. We won't put it up until you get your blocks.
All right. I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
It's angled. Is this the bottom?
We're gonna put more screws in. Yeah, that will be the bottom, and that will be the top edge that you pour into, because it's got to be poured upside down. This part here will be kind of permanent together, part of the form, and the outside sides will be removable, so that we can pull it apart and get this out. And this was angled so that it'll pull off the concrete piece will pull off of this more easily when it's done. Put some screws in. Make sure this stays. There. We're using all of our best plywood for this. And I got big screws. Even the screws were previously enjoyed. Alright, that's our little form. And now we'll make the other side pieces for it.
What do you got there? Putting a bike together?
Yep, that's a bike we're putting together.
Cool.
I just painted the pieces recently.
This one while it's hanging.
Okay, the walls of the thing are going to be about that thick. The cement, when we pour this, will be about this thick.
Cool.
And this will be
Yeah.
the bottom,
Yep.
and this will be the top edge of the planter. The bottom is going to be angled in here, and these sides will be removable,
Oh, good.
and all four sides, so that when we take it apart, we can get our piece that we pour in the concrete out of here. So we'll just pour it level with the top of this. It'll shrink back a little bit, and then we'll hopefully be able to pull it apart, and hopefully it all works out. Heads of our screws as flush as possible. Not too much is showing when we're done. I got this block on the side so I can bolt this down. Well, not bolt it down, but I'll put screws from behind this plywood in on each end to hold it in place. And then our other end pieces, or other sides, before we pour the concrete, we can put them on and screw them to this piece. And this is how we'll hold this together. That'll be our form. So I'm getting equal spacing around this so I can get even concrete width. So I just using this block as a spacer, and then I'm going to use this screw to mark so where I want it. So make sure I got that space. Pull that out of there and mark it with this. Scribed lines, then I can do this, and this marks.
Don't you have a pencil?
No, I don't have a pencil.
Most people use a pencil.
Yeah, I just
Or a
use
pen, or...
I just use this to scribe the lines. So now that marks out where this block will be kind of centered on them. It's not exact, but that works out. It's just about exact. It's all. I'm off by about a 16th
Let me
of an
see.
inch.
Can't see.
See, there's one mark here where I scribed, and one over here where I scribed. And when I line that up, I'm only out by about a 16th of an inch over here on this one. So I'm gonna, when I put this in, I'm actually gonna match it up with this line here and those ones on the end. And then I'm gonna put screws in the bottom, and then I can screw my side on
Pull it.
to those blocks. And then we can put some rebar in around this and pour concrete in it.
I don't think we have rebar. We'll have to find some metal or something.
Yeah.
I think we should use that old bicycle chain on the floor, but that's just me.
I think we should use that for a bicycle.
But look at it, it's all rusty.
Oh, but it's going to be part of a nice bicycle.
Okay.
Okay, got that in there. It's swiveled on that mark. I'll line it back up with the line. put the screw back in there. This is the screw we had trouble with earlier.
Is it the bent one?
I don't think it's bent. I think it's got some dirt in the head. They're all temporary. They were all used temporary for something else and
Reclaimed screws.
reclaimed, reused. Don't want to throw them away. They're still good.
Because you're frugal, right?
Cheap. Frugal, yeah.
That is your name,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah. Frugal.
Frugal.
Not cheap.
Not cheap.
Kind of like that commercial with the uncle that lends a bag of pennies. Don't spend it all in one shop. Line this up with those lines I described. Fairly close. Okay, this one is not working out so good. I think I didn't flush this block up enough when I put it together. So I have to make sure that that's flush. Nope. Still not. Relocate those screw holes. Okay, that's better. And those other screw holes, I have to put a screw in them so they don't cause me more or large blemishes. Will still be blemishes on the concrete, but if I put a screw in them, it won't be as big. Alrighty, we got that on there. Now that should be a little bit closer than it was. Line this back up on the marks. And we'll take this one here. place. All right, we're gonna show you a little trick on how to get your little pieces for your letters on this form. I almost forgot that we needed to put this on there. But you take your pieces you've cut out, place them back where they were. If you try and put them the other way, they might not fit because they might not have been perfectly even. So you take your pieces that you've cut out, and we've eased the edges of all these because they're going into the concrete. We've rounded them with a very small sanding tool. It's like a Dremel attachment, little sanding drum. If you ever wonder what they're good for, that's a good thing to use them for. And we put these pieces in here. Use this to center them up. We can lift that out. So now we got that exactly where it was supposed to be. And we can do that with all of these. We're gonna spread our glue a little bit. Place that in that little good. And we have an R here. Of course, when I set this up, I didn't mark this out backwards. I cut it out normal way, but my markings were on the other side, the side that's glued down. You can see I got little bits of mark from a pen from where I had marked it out are still visible on the wood. And that is, well, let's get a little more glue on it than that one. There. Now that's better. We want a good amount of glue on those so they don't come loose on us. We'll put that in, press it down, and lift our piece off, center it. And these were simply cut out with a scroll saw. I don't know, you could possibly do this with a jigsaw, be a little more tricky, but we had a small scroll saw. This guy over here, this is where I cut these out to make those letters, just all made with the scrap plywood. Anyway, that's it. That's how I did that. We will put that name onto this one.
Where does it go?
It goes on here, on the.
In between?
It goes on the top, and it goes in between here, on this panel. Right
Backwards,
side up,
right?
right side up, and it's backwards,
Yeah, backwards.
so
Okay.
that when you pull it out of the form out of the concrete,
The name will be.
the name will be there. So we'll just put screws in the end to hold that in there, and
Cool.
and that should be good. So let's make sure we get this even. And we will do that with our measuring stick. and
Just
our
like
thumb.
you don't have a pencil, you don't have a tape measure.
Not everybody has all these fancy
Fancy
gadgets.
tools, right?
So your thumb and your measuring stick, and it's got to go just a hair that way.
Measuring stick.
There we go. That's good that way. Now I'm going to put it in an exact distance like this. Precision tool from the top. So it's the same across there. And I'll look at that. And I think I'd like it just a little bit further than that. So I'm not sure. I'll find a piece of material that's a little wider. In at least one dimension. Okay, well this one's wider, but not a lot. I think I'll do this, and I'll push it in, and I'll actually leave a small space there. So now that's where I'm going to set it up at. We will scribe it with our screw again. So we'll be able to find the exact spot.
I don't think you like pencils.
No, they're too hard to find when you need them.
You only have a whole case of them somewhere.
Yeah, there's some in that drawer, I think, right over here. I like to do it this way. Now, we're going to put some glue on this piece. This is the bottom of the barrel. It's got some dried out stuff in the bottom. We're going to use this glue.
Why waste it?
Yep.
You're frugal after all.
Yep. Not cheap.
Not cheap.
No, not cheap.
Frugal, not cheap. Should change your name to Frugal, not cheap.
I'll stress that. Okay, we're using every little bit of this glue. This is going to be for concrete form, so we're not too worried about having the best glue in the world on this. Just as long as it sticks the pieces together.
Do you know any good jokes?
No, not really. You got one?
No.
No? Okay, well. What time is it when the elephant sits on your bicycle?
I have no idea.
Time to get a new one.
Sounds like a dad joke to me.
Yeah, probably is. There. Now we got to find our marks again, and we need to put this in the proper way up, and we will glue it down. You need to let this dry for several hours. So put a little pressure on it.
What are you doing?
Okay.
What's going on?
We are putting some screws in this to make sure that these two pieces don't separate even though it's glued. I'm going to add some screws that will help ensure that it doesn't pull off the glue when we try and disassemble the form.
Probably will. Probably.
So, go. And we'll just put them in a few spots. Not too many, I don't think. footing. There. Now, should hold together quite well. Okay, so we're gonna put the side piece on here with the name for the flower box. Concrete form, I guess it's called. We'll put this up, we'll line it up so it's equal on each side. And I'm going by eye. You can measure with a tape measure if you want. But I find that my ichrometer is very accurate.
Ichrometer.
Or it looks good from the road when you're driving by. No, we need to. Get this one to stand up a little straighter. It went in a little crooked. Block. It's a little crooked, so I'm going to back out the screws. So that I can straighten this up and put a screw in it. Screw back in. There we go. And now we'll put this last screw in the bottom of this. This form is not extremely strong, but it's not going to have a lot of concrete in it. And I'll probably just screw a whole block of wood in underneath here, and that way the pressure from the concrete pushing out will be stopped. And I'll just put a couple screws in the bottom to hold that. And second screw in that. Doesn't matter if the screws are sticking up here. You can take all these screws out after you're done pouring your concrete. Okay, so I just need one more side. I gotta find another scrap of plywood that will fit this. I had one here. It was a little bit short. That I had cut to, I had ripped those off on the table saw to the width, but I didn't realize this one was going to be about an inch shy of minimum length. So I do have another piece of scrap plywood right here, and I'll be able to rip that down to the size I like. And then again, I'll put another block of wood on the bottom to help keep it from kicking out. I'll just put another block of wood at the bottom and that will hold it in place. And that will be, we'll make it so we pour our concrete level with this when we're done. And you can see the name is in on the front side where we put this down for the person we made it for. And that's how you make a flower box. Well, this is going to be a bottomless flower box. It's more of a border around a very small flower spot, and that's what it's going to be used for. Yeah.
Yeah.